Good afternoon from the Georgia WeatherNet 24/7 Storm Center. I'm meteorologist KJ Allen. We do have a active tornado warning in effect for South Georgia. This is going to be for Thomas County. So the severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located just northwest of Thomasville around Dawesville, and this is moving east at 30 miles per hour. This is also capable of producing some hail and damaging straight-line winds as well. And I also want to show you another very important storm that's just across the state line in Leon County. This is going to be moving in towards southern Grady County. We do have a couple of tornado warnings for northern Leon County, Florida, but this is a confirmed tornado that is on the ground in northern Leon County around Havana, Florida. That's going to be moving in toward southern Grady and southern Thomas County. Probably going to be right around the county line between those two counties. So we'll talk about that, but let's get back to our active tornado warning that we have for central Thomas County and the northern portion of Thomas County. We can go in and take a look at our velocity, and we can see that couplet just north of Thomasville. This is going to be right at the Highway 19, US 19 and 202 split, north of town, just to the southeast of Ocklawahnee. And so what we're looking at here is our rotating couplet, again, just north of Thomasville, and this storm is moving toward the east-northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So we'll take a look at some of the streets that are going to be impacted by this storm. We'll just pull up our street tracker here. So again, around Highway 202, which intersects with 19, but we're also going to be watching. Let's see if we can pull up our street here. This is Fredonia Road. US 319 is going to be in the path as well. Enon Road. As we look a little bit further upstream here around Patton Coolidge Road. So that's where you need to take cover right now. Lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. This is actually part of a cell that did drop a tornado in the Florida Panhandle just about an hour and a half ago. We had debris signature on this, and then it kind of unraveled a bit. The rotation settled down and then moved into Georgia. And we just saw some heavy rain with this and some strong straight line winds, and then we see that rotation tightening up once again. This is completely rain wrapped. We have rain all around this, light to moderate rain, as you can see on the radar here, the yellows and the greens. So this is not a tornado you're going to be able to see. It's just going to sneak up, and that's going to those are often the most dangerous types of storms, and showing the possibility of debris. Let me put this in motion and see if we can get a better view of that. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be debris right there at the US 19 202 split north of Thomasville. So this is what we're looking at right there. Not necessarily significant debris. Not sure if this is going to be roof shingles, but it could be leaves, could be tree branches. But either way, we probably have some debris being lofted right now, so that's an indicator that this funnel has reached the ground and is a tornado. Going to continue to keep with our communication with the National Weather Service to see what they have to say about it. Yep, this is going to be confirmed tornado. So from the National Weather Service, this tornado in Thomas County, just above Thomasville, is going to be a confirmed tornado as a result of that debris signature that we see. So you need to take this very seriously. Downtown Thomasville, you're going to be just south of this, but upstream, up in Coolidge, west of Pavo, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now. Lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. We'll pull up a couple more roads there. Again, right here, this is Highway 319, if I can pull up the telestrator. So there's 319, and that's going to be crossing Highway 319, and then we get out to a rural area here, Mary Owens Road, Paramore Road, and we'll go upstream a little bit more, Enon Road, and we're just kind of taking a look at some other roads here out in Thomas County. This is now going to be in northeast Thomas County that we're looking at. Let's see if we can pull up road here, State Route 33, which comes up from Pavo. Those are all areas where you need to be in your tornado safe place. And if you know anyone in this area, make sure that they are aware that this is a tornado that is confirmed. It is on the ground. And we'll pop back and take a look at the debris tracker again and see what we have. We'll load this back up. Yep, there we go. Debris is still there. Now across Highway 202 east of US 1984 and heading toward 319. So confirmed tornado on the ground. And just looking at Fredonia Road, that's where we have some debris, and heading toward Newton Road. Look upstream a little bit more, maybe calling out some of the same roads. That's all right. Again, we mentioned Enon Road. And then above Highway 319, we have some other neighborhoods and communities there. So getting to be somewhat of a sparse area of Thomas County, but we still have quite a bit of population there, not in Thomasville itself. Thomasville, you're not in the tornado warning polygon, but you can see northern Thomas County and northeast Thomas County, you are in there. And if this storm holds together, we can expect it to just graze the northwest corner of Brooks County and then head toward Colquitt County, possibly heading toward the Berlin area and maybe into Cook County. But that's a little bit down the road. Can put a storm track on that to see what we're looking at. So around the Pavo community in about 24 minutes at about 6:50. And again, if it holds together, we'll be moving up into a northern part of Brooks County, possibly in the next 45 minutes or so. So this tornado warning in effect until 6:45, and this looks pretty messy on radar. Not showing a really strong hook. It's in there. It's right there. That's where the hook is. So this is where we're getting our rotation, and this should line up with our velocity, and yep, there it is. So we're looking at the rotating portion of the storm now crossing to the east of Highway 202, now heading toward 319 north of Thomasville. Let me zoom out and give you the big picture. I know that folks are just tuning in, find out what we're talking about here, and I'll turn on the radar for the entire state. You can see plenty of thunderstorm activity, heavier rain in East Georgia, Statesboro, up into Waynesboro and Augusta, and all the way down into Savannah. But that's some fairly stable air, so our severe weather risk is fairly low in the eastern part of the state. What we're concerned with is right here in South Georgia, right along the Georgia-Florida line, Thomas County, Grady County, with those storms moving in. And as I mentioned, a significant storm, and this does have a little bit better structure on it, in Leon County, beginning to move in toward Grady and Thomas County. Let me take a look at the velocity on this. We did have, all right, this is starting to broaden out somewhat, but we're still showing this S shape. So this is what we want to watch out for right here. This storm is not showing any tight rotation at the moment, but it could tighten back up again. And if so, we may see another tornado warning issued on this inside Georgia, possibly into Grady or Thomas County. But right now, those warnings are in effect for the Florida Panhandle. And you see two of them there, one 6:30 and the other until 7 p.m. So we'll focus on that as it continues to move in. Looks like that will probably be, we see the heavy rain, the forward flank downdraft inside Grady County, just to the south of Cairo, but the actual hook portion of the storm is still in Florida, so we'll revisit that if necessary. Let's get back to our storm in Thomas County, again, just above Thomasville. This is going to be heading toward Merrillville, and the Pavo community should be just south of Coolidge as it continues to move toward Highway 319. There's our velocity. So we're showing that rotation right here, starting to weaken somewhat, but it is still there. And now let's see if we can get the, if we have any more debris. Okay, that debris is also starting to disappear as well. So I'm going to put this in motion. And what I'm looking at here, I'm going to pause it right there. And this is where we have the sign of debris. And it looks like this is tracked almost to 319, but possibly has lifted. So we'll go back up to the present now. Not necessarily showing debris. That still could be some remnants of some debris. And again, I'm not convinced this is going to be large debris. I'm not convinced this necessarily destroyed any structures. Don't know that for sure. We're going to wait for some some damage reports coming in, and I will pass that along to you. But with that debris signature, we can confirm that that was a tornado just north of Thomasville in northern Thomas County. So we still need to remain weather aware, still be in your tornado safe place. If you are in Maryville, Pavo, and even Barwick is in the southeast corner of this tornado warning polygon. So just stay in that safe place for now. Thomasville, you're going to be okay. We're going to be experiencing rain, and the gusty winds will still be whipping around. But for right now, that storm is to the north of you. And here's a new radar scan as the storm continues to move closer to Highway 319. And with the new scan, we can take a look at the velocity. Still showing that rotation hanging on. Not as impressive as it was, but it is still there. And it is could possibly tighten back up again. Hopefully it will not. But for right now, we're going to continue to keep a close eye on this. Time is 6:31. Our tornado warning going until 6:45. We are in South Georgia, just about as far south as you can go, down in Thomas County, just above Thomasville. And also watching another strong thunderstorm supercell that's moving in from Leon County, Florida, heading into Grady County. And that could be heading just to the south of Cairo. Certainly Pine Park will be under the gun there of this strong thunderstorm as it continues to track up highway, or just to the north of Highway 319, US 319. No warning on that yet, but certainly something we're going to watch out for in Grady County. Northern Thomas County, tornado warning until 6:45. And I'll tell you what, let me put on the live scan, and so we can get the most up to date. There we go. Got a new scan coming in, so still showing some broad rotation and also weakening rotation. This storm was at its strongest point as it moved across US 1984 and the 202 intersection just above Thomasville, between Thomasville and Ocklawahnee. And as for right now, we are continuing to see the rotation broaden out and weaken quite a bit. It looks like the cell itself is also weakening somewhat. Just looking through, let's see, Stokely Lane. I'm not sure what county that's in, so before I get into that, let me verify where that is. But some reports of some trees down that may not necessarily be in Thomas County. So let me we'll get some clarification on where that is. But we may be getting some storm reports in north of Thomasville here momentarily. And as soon as I do, I'll pass it along to you. But tornado warning remains in effect until 6:45 for northern Thomas County. This does include Coolidge, Maryville, Pavo, and Barwick. Thomasville, just the northern part of town, right around the 84 bypass north of town. That's technically in the polygon, but that storm is out of there. And Ocklawahnee is technically right at the polygon, but the storm is passing to the east. Let me put this in motion so you can see where it's going. It's kind of moving northeast, fairly slow, about 30 miles per hour. And you can see the weakening quite a bit. Let me back this up and go back to about right here. This is a pretty significant storm. You can see a hook right in here. This is your inflow. Got your rotation going on right there. But a lot of that storm structure has weakened quite a bit. As we go toward the present, you can see a lot of those features are gone. So that cuts off the inflow, and that does help quite a bit. So tornado warning is going to remain in effect. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, not showing any indication that it is right now. So this is going to be lowered back down to a standard tornado warning. It's no longer a confirmed tornado on the ground, but this is going to remain in effect until 6:45. Doppler radar indicating that thunderstorm about 10 miles northeast of Thomasville, just to the south of Coolidge, moving east-northeast at 30 miles per hour. And getting some damage reports out of Florida, out of Gadsden County, Florida. So that's going to give you an idea of what these storms are capable of doing. And some 60 to 70 mile an hour wind gust out of the Florida Panhandle. How about that? So yeah, very, very gusty winds with these storms for sure as they are tracking in to Georgia. Let's revisit this other supercell that we're watching coming out of Leon County, Florida, now heading into southern Grady County. Still not showing that tight rotation, but very broad wind differential there. So we may not get that tornado warning extended into Georgia, and that will be a good thing. But that storm did show some debris to the east of Havana, Florida. And so that's why it's important just to be on standby in southern Grady County, certainly between Cairo and the state line. If you know anybody in that direction, just let them know there's a pretty strong thunderstorm. It's not at severe levels in Georgia yet, but could potentially be a storm worth watching. But the main thing that we're concerned with is northeast Thomas County. Thomasville, you are okay, but Coolidge, Pavo, and Maryville, you need to be in your tornado-safe place, as we are still showing some rotation. There it is, and this looks just a little bit more impressive than our last scan, actually. Still showing those reds and greens close together right over US 319 as this storm is moving this way. So really going to be splitting the difference between Coolidge and Pavo. So that's going to be well, let's see. It's near Highway 188. So we'll take the telestrator back off here and can call out a couple of more roads. So right now, the greatest concern is going to be, as I mentioned, just to the south of Coolidge. This is Patton Coolidge Road right here crossing 188. All right, there's a new scan coming in. And there's Enon Road, we've already mentioned. Let's look upstream a little bit. Woodhaven Road. Then we start to get up around Highway 133, where 133 intersects. Let's see if we can pull this street up. Well, maybe not. There we go. Hart Road. So 133 and Hart Road, that's where we're going to expect the storm to be moving toward. And still showing that rotation there. Got a little bright green next to the red. We may be getting a little bit of contamination, possibility of some hail with this. But that rotation is still there, so it's worth keeping an eye on that. Let's take a look at the debris tracker. Not showing the debris anymore. Possibility of some debris as it crossed US 19 over 202 and lifted just before reaching 319, it looks like. So I'm not convinced that we have a tornado on the ground at the moment, but we likely did over the last 10 or 15 minutes. So there's your live scan. We're looking at the live sweep so we can get you the most up-to-date information. This radar sweep about 5 seconds old, so you can see the brunt of the storm over Coolidge, rotating portion of the couplet about 5 miles southeast of Coolidge. So anywhere in this area, you need to be in your tornado-safe place for sure. The storm is happening right now, and it is capable of dropping a tornado. You can see the polygon switch back to the yellow color, so that's our standard tornado warning. And that's going to remain in effect until 6:45 for northeast Thomas County. Still showing some weakening on this storm, so that's good, but still worth keeping an eye on. The National Weather Service is going to cancel that tornado warning for Leon County, so that's good. The rotation is pretty much disappearing. Let's visit it one more time. Yeah, it's just not there. We can see some the wind field changes. That's typical with these strong storms, but we're not showing that tight couplet anymore. Still just want to watch out because we still got a little inflow notch right here just inside Grady County, right across the state line. So there's still the possibility that wind, well, the wind, not a possibility, but that wind is kicking in this direction. And so we could see another spin, but as for right now, it is not there. So we do not have a severe thunderstorm warning, and we do not have a tornado warning for Grady County, but we're going to watch that cell very closely. And we're getting a new sweep coming in for Thomas County, above Thomasville. Let's see what we got. Still showing that couplet there. No sign that we have a tornado on the ground at the moment, but still showing that rotation in the storm right around Coolidge in northern Thomas County. Going to zoom out, give you the big picture again, and pull up the composite radar just so you can see what's going on all around the state. Yeah, very, very active weather in South Georgia. North Georgia, very stable air. Been experiencing that rain most of the day. Temperatures have dropped quite a bit, so our severe weather risk for North Georgia is really non-existent. But for South Georgia, that's where our main concern is. And we do have a tornado watch in effect for some counties along the Georgia coastline until 10 o'clock tonight. Let me put that information up on the map here. And you can see where that is, those red shaded counties. Just so we're not confused, let me go ahead and take off the warnings. So here you go. This is where we have our two severe thunderstorm watches. Severe thunderstorm watch for from Bainbridge over to Valdosta until 7 o'clock, so that's set to go for another 20 minutes. And then the second polygon, which covers the Georgia coast, including Waycross, St. Mary's, Kingsland, Brunswick, St. Simons, all the way up to Savannah, Chatham County, that goes until 10 o'clock tonight. So the potential for some of these storms to go severe again, and then the possibility of some tornadoes as well will exist until 10 o'clock tonight, all the way to the Georgia coastline. Let's get back to our active warnings that we have. This is the most important thing that we're watching in Thomas County, northeast Thomas County. And with our new radar sweep, let's take a look at the velocity. And we have to reload that up again. There we go. Yeah, that couplet is still there. I think we are seeing a little bit of radar noise that's interfering with this somewhat, but we do have our rotating portion of the storm just to the southeast of Coolidge along Highway 319, which is right there, or 188, I'm sorry, Highway 188 and above 122, and this will be moving just toward the, just to the north of Pavo, as this storm will continue to track in toward Colquitt County. So just be on standby in Berlin. I think this is going to pass to the south of Moultrie, but still worth noting that we have a strong thunderstorm that's capable of producing a tornado moving into southeast Colquitt County after it moves out of Thomas County. Back to our reflectivity. Just amazing that the cell is holding together. It's just surrounded by so much rain, so usually that has that cooling effect, and that can help stabilize the atmosphere quite a bit. But this storm did produce a tornado earlier down in Florida, down around the Havana, Florida area. It showed a debris signature on this particular cell, and then this cell crossed into Georgia at about 5:15, and here we are at 6:42, and it is hanging on and still trying to make something happen, and that's why we are continuing to keep an eye on this. I'm not sure if this warning is going to be allowed to, or is going to be extended due to just not really seeing really strong rotation on this. We're showing the rotation, but it's not terribly strong, so we're going to see what the Weather Service has to say about it. This may be allowed to expire. And no, looks like, what do we have here? So we're going to get a new tornado warning. There you go. New tornado warning until 7:15. Doppler radar indicating that thunderstorm near Coolidge, and this is going to be moving through Brooks County. So, yep, enough of the rotation was still there. Again, it's not terribly strong, but it's still there. So the Weather Service going to go ahead and play this safe and extend this into Colquitt County as well as northern Brooks County. So Doppler radar indicating the possibility of a tornado still there, as this storm is about 10 miles northeast of Thomasville, continuing to move northeast at 30 miles per hour. So we'll put a storm track on this. Berlin, you're not in the polygon, but if the storm holds together, it's going to be knocking on your door in about 26 minutes, so at about 7:10. But in the warning polygon, we get not really a whole lot of communities in this part of Colquitt County, but the extreme southeast corner of Colquitt County going to be to you in about 15 minutes from right now. So without any names to call out as far as communities are concerned, we can call out a few roads here. So let's take a look at possibly we pull up Tallahassee Road. That's in southern Colquitt County. Going to be moving your direction. You have a north-south road here. Cook Road going to be heading your way as well. And we can take a look at Plymouth Road. So that's southeast Colquitt County. Got a new sweep. Let's take a look. Yep, still showing that rotation there. Again, not strong, not really showing any indication that this is on the ground. No debris on our debris tracker, but the rotation is there and is worth keeping an eye on. So if you are in southeast Colquitt County or know anyone there, not including Moultrie, but just to the south of the 319, split, the bypass, the east bypass through Moultrie, where it rejoins back with 319. Southeast of that, that's where you need to be in your tornado safe place. Lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. The storm is starting to move out of the Coolidge area and is continuing to move up toward the Thomas-Colquitt County line. All right, just rolling through some of the storm reports here. Most of this is coming out of Florida. It's good information to look at. Just because it gives us an idea of what is moving our way. So we've had some reports of 60 to 70 mile an hour wind gust along the Florida Panhandle. And haven't had a lot of hail reports out of these particular storms. Most of that's been coming out of northeast Florida, out around the Jacksonville area. And a wind damage report coming out of Glenn County as well. A report there of some trees down around Highway 99, Highway 32. Wind damage reports coming out. It's going to be Leon County. It's going to be Gadsden County, Florida. So, yeah, I think we're going to see quite a bit of wind damage, power outages in South Georgia, Thomas County, in the Colquitt County, and then possibly in the Brooks County as well with this particular cell. Even though it looks like it may have dropped a tornado briefly. I'm not sure. I think our straight line wind damage is going to be our main concern with this storm, certainly just north of Thomasville and up toward Coolidge. So I'll continue to keep an eye on that to get any storm reports out of that area. Right now, nothing coming in from Thomas County. And watching this impressive storm, yeah, this is really something. Look at this tail in this storm right here. So we know that we still have some inflow coming in. So there is some overall rotation, extremely broad rotation. I don't think that's going to prompt a tornado warning, but we'll keep an eye on it. May get a severe thunderstorm warning out of that. We'll watch that for Grady in southern Thomas County. It's going to be northeast Thomas County, northwestern Brooks County, and the southern portion of Colquitt County. That is our main concern right now with our tornado warning until 7:15. Let's flip back and take a look at our velocity. And this is the reason why we have the tornado warning. That's our rotating couplet, which is right there at the Thomas-Colquitt County line. So we got a little, let's see if we can take this off the screen here. So this is the county line right there. There's a little notch that comes down like this where Colquitt County takes a little piece out of Thomas County. And so that's where it's all happening, where that little notch is. If you're familiar with that area, this is where the rotating portion of the storm is approaching. And now another sweep showing we're getting a little bit more into Colquitt County at this time. So again, Colquitt County is right up here. We have Thomas County there. We'll take the scribbling off the screen, call out a couple of roads. Let's see if we can get this one. So there's Smith Road. And just to the northeast of that, it's going to be Hortman Road. And that storm's going to continue moving toward the highway there that connects Pavo and Moultrie. That's State Highway 133. And Tallahassee Road is also going to be in line for this storm. This is J.D. Herndon Road. These are all locations where you need to be in your tornado safe place, lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows, as that storm is going to be moving your direction in the next couple of minutes. No, incorporated communities really to talk about. We can mention Berlin, even though Berlin is outside the warning polygon. But if the storm holds together, it's going to be passing very close to Berlin at about 7:10, about 21 minutes from right now. So just be prepared in your tornado safe place. And Adel, that has experienced so much severe weather this season, I sure hope this storm is not still together in 46 minutes. But if it is, it will be in Cook County and Adel and Sparks. So just be advised and ready to go if you need to be in your tornado safe place at about 7:30 in Adel. And two locations in Georgia that's just been hit over and over. Adel's one of them and LaGrange is the other. And for whatever reason, both of those locations have seen more than their fair share of severe weather this particular season, and we're hoping that today will not be another one of those days for either of those communities. Got another tornado warning down in the Florida Panhandle. I'm going to talk about this one. This could be moving in toward Brooks County. Let's take a look at the velocity on this, and I'm not really seeing a lot of rotation on that, so I'm not really sure. Maybe there was more before. Let's see. Yep, I saw just a little glimmer. Yep, this is where they called it right here, south of I-10. That was the reason for that tornado warning, but it looks like that has broadened out quite a bit, so I'm not sure if Brooks County is going to be concerned with that or not, but that was a confirmed tornado just south of I-10 in Florida, down around the Jefferson-Madison County line. I just want to talk about that just to see what could be coming and heading in toward Brooks County. But as for right now, Quitman, Brooks County, you're in the clear. It's going to be that northwest corner of Brooks County that we're going to be watching. And now this storm looks like it is just really starting to come apart, and also showing that rotation is beginning to weaken significantly as well. So what's left of it's going to be right here. So this is going to be solely in Colquitt County, moving out of Thomas County. I was just looking to see what we had. Yeah, just getting some off of our weather chat here, some information more about that, more information about that storm down in Florida. That it looks like that did drop a tornado, but has lost that rotation quite a bit there along Interstate 10 between Monticello and Madison. And that's going to be down around the Greenville, Florida area. So let's hope that'll continue to weaken as it moves toward the Georgia line. Very, very fascinating storm here that we're watching in extreme southeast Grady County, heading towards southwest Thomas County. You can see this big hook right here, and a huge, I mean, this is just a massive inflow. And that's really not a bad thing. That's just showing the storm is pretty disorganized. It's trying to get together, but it's not managing to do that. And as we take a look at our velocity tool, just not really showing any sort of tight rotation on this storm whatsoever. So we'll take that. We're going to be looking at some gusty winds, possibility of 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with that. But as far as a tornado risk is concerned for southern Grady or Thomas County, I think we're going to be okay there. I'm going to zoom out again. I know we have people joining at different times, and you're wondering, where are you talking about? Where is all this happening? This is South Georgia. So here's the composite radar. This shows all the radars put together. And you can see heavy rain, East Georgia from Augusta stretching down through Waynesboro and Statesboro, Millen, Springfield, Rincon, Savannah, down to Brunswick, St. Mary's, and Kingsland and Jessup. You got some heavy rain falling right now, and I'll put this in motion, show you how this is all moving. So all to the northeast, all about 30 to 40 miles per hour. Had a couple of cells trying to pop up within this big old system, but this is starting to stabilize the air quite a bit. So we are showing a pretty low severe weather risk right now north of I-16, but we still have that tornado watch in effect for the coastal Georgia counties, and then into Waycross and Ware County until 10 o'clock tonight. And then in South Georgia, getting down south of Tifton, heading toward Moultrie there, Colquitt County. This is where we're looking at our severe weather right now. So we'll turn off our composite radar and go back to the high res so we can take a very close look at these storms. And what is happening to this storm? It is just starting to fade away. And let's see if we can get this tornado warning to expire early. I would be all for that, for sure. Yeah, that rotation is nearly gone. But we're still going to stay right here with you. Coolidge, you're in the polygon, but that storm has passed over you right now. This is mainly to the east of 319 in southern Colquitt County. And Brooks County, I don't think you have a problem at all. This storm is going to stay out of Brooks County. But it is still possibility of a tornado there. So we're going to wait for this to get canceled. Hopefully it will before 7:15. I have a pretty good idea that it will. But that's not up to me. That's up to the National Weather Service. They know what's going on. And they are expiring the warning for Jefferson and Madison County, Florida. That doesn't affect us, but that one's going to go away. And maybe they'll revisit our storm here in Colquitt County and give us the all clear in just a minute. No, they're giving us the opposite of the all clear. They say they're going to hang on to it. They're canceling the tornado warning for Brooks and Thomas County. We're going to see the Polygon update here momentarily. But for now, the Weather Service is going to hang on to our tornado warning for southern Colquitt County. But again, Pavo, Coolidge, you're in the clear, no problems at all. But we still want to watch our storm as it moves through southern Colquitt County. Let's take a look at our velocity. Yeah, that rotation just continues to melt away. But this is our cell right here that we're watching. And you can see our updated warning polygon now dropping off Brooks County and Thomas County. So this is exclusively for southern Colquitt County. And may be able to get another radar shot out of this. Let's see. Let me try Fort Rucker radar and just see what we have. Anything different showing up. Okay, going to just get a lot of noise out of that. And we can try Valdosta. One more shot here, just taking different angle views of this storm. And we'll look at the velocity. All right, still showing the couplet a little bit more obvious off of the Valdosta radar. So this is shooting at this storm in from the southeast. And so that's why we're hanging on to the tornado warning, because this has the spin is still on it as this crosses over Highway 133 just inside Colquitt County. So this storm moving this direction. And let's see what we got here. All right, flip back to the reflectivity. I'm going to go ahead and stay on Valdosta radar because this is giving us just a little bit better view. The radar is a little bit further away, but it's got a little better angle of this storm, so we'll stick with it. And still becoming fairly ragged. Hopefully we'll get this expired before 7:15. But as for right now, it's 6:57. This is the Georgia Weather Net with live coverage on our Facebook feed, also on YouTube. You can check out our YouTube channel. We have a 24/7 channel there that you can get your latest forecast from 16 zones around the state. Also weather coverage there around the clock, and then live severe weather coverage here on the Georgia Weather Net YouTube channel and Facebook channel. And thank you so much for your likes and shares and follows on both of those pages. We keep you up to date with weather right here for the state of Georgia. It doesn't matter if you're in the big city or out in the country. Everybody is equally as important here on the Georgia Weather Net. So that's why we break in with these live severe weather updates anytime, around the clock. So this is South Georgia. I'm going to zoom out again and give you the big picture, show you our composite radar. And we have lots of rain all throughout the state, except for northwest Georgia. Things are clearing out up there. But South Georgia and certainly East Georgia with a lot of rainfall, and we have our severe weather here in the southern part of the state. You can see a couple of the yellow polygons. Those are our severe thunderstorm warnings along the Florida Panhandle. So this is going to continue to track into Georgia. And then our one tornado warning here for southern Colquitt County. This is south of Moultrie. Doesn't cover Moultrie, doesn't cover Berlin, but it is impacting Highway 33, and we'll be moving toward 133. Should be crossing over 133, it looks like, in about 6.5 minutes from right now, at about 7:05. And if it holds together, we'll be moving up toward Cook County. In the, let's see, there's Ellington is in Colquitt County. So here's the county line with Cook County, and it should be there in about 32 minutes from right now. So just be ready to go to your tornado safe place possibly at about 7:30 if this storm holds together. But it is showing a lot of signs of weakening, and it's hitting that a little more stable air. So you can see all that rain that is around this entire storm, surrounding the entire storm. Severe thunderstorm warning is going to be in effect for Brooks and Thomas County until 7:45. We'll see that polygon pop up here momentarily. So that's going to be as a result of this big old storm right here that we've been talking about and commenting on that hook. This did have some tornado potentials as it was in Florida, but we haven't seen the rotation since. We hadn't seen any tight rotation. Overall, this storm is rotating. We'd call this a mesocyclone. It's certainly a supercell storm, has all the characteristics. So we're going to get a severe thunderstorm warning issued for that here momentarily. And there's your warning polygon. So that does cover Thomasville and Quitman and Pavo, Boston. So pretty much all of Brooks and Thomas County, you are in a severe thunderstorm warning until 7:45 as a result of that big monster storm. Look at this thing. We'll put this in motion, and you can see that it's moving, about northeast, 30 miles per hour or so. And we do have the possibility of 60-mile-an-hour wind and quarter-size hail possible with this storm. Let's take a look at our hail, this tool that we can look for hail. Not showing anything in this particular level, but it doesn't mean that it's not there. Go back to our reflectivity. And not really showing any significant hail cores, but we could see some hail out of this, possibly moving toward Thomasville, maybe just south of Thomasville as it continues to transition. Got a report of a tree down in Thomas County around Cairo Road and the 84 bypass. So, yeah, that's going to be close to where we had that rotating couplet. Not sure if that's going to be tornado damage or a straight line wind. There was a very good possibility that we had 60-mile-an-hour wind there, but no injuries reported with that, thankfully. But that's going to be just to the west of Thomasville at Cairo Road and the 84 bypass with a report of a tree on a car. It doesn't look like anybody was in the car, and if they were, they got out without any injuries, so that's great news. So our tornado warning remains in effect for southern Colquitt County. This is going to be well south of Moultrie, south of where the 319 bypass merges back in with 319. And so Moultrie, you're all right. Just experiencing that moderate rain, some heavy rain at times, and some gusty winds. Let's take a look at our velocity. Again, we're looking at the Valdosta radar, which is still showing this. This is weak rotation. It's not necessarily broad anymore. This is fairly, I wouldn't call it tight rotation, but it is certainly something to keep an eye out on. And we are seeing that it's fairly weak rotation, but that could strengthen. So we're going to continue to watch this. This tornado warning is set to go until 7:15. And hopefully we'll get this canceled early. But with that rotation, the Weather Service decided to go ahead and hang on to this in Colquitt County because there's still that rotating portion of the storm, that component of the storm that could show the potential of dropping a tornado. And the storm had a potential had a history of a tornado as it was moving through Florida. So I'm going to take a look at our debris tracker, and I'd like to put it in motion just to see if anything pops up, and not showing any signs of any debris. And we haven't seen any debris on this as it's moved through Colquitt County, so that's good. Some reports coming out of Leon County. That's where Tallahassee is located. And some trees down near Tallahassee. So again, a sign that strong winds there as these storms moved out of Leon County, moved into Georgia. And now we're experiencing that in Thomas County and Brooks County. So that's why we have our severe thunderstorm warning there issued for those two counties. We did have a report of a tornado at around 6:18, and that's going to be get a closer view of that. So about 4 miles southwest of Dawesville. So, yeah, this is going to be near the 84 and Cairo Road area, just to the west of Thomasville. So, reported a 911 dispatcher there reports the trees down. So, I think this is going to be a confirmed tornado. Weather Service will go out and survey the damage visually to determine if this was an EF1 or EF2. Probably not going to be higher than that, but right now it looks like no structural damage, but trees down just west of Thomasville in Thomas County. So there's our second report now that we have coming in from Thomas County, and all indicating some strong winds and possibly a tornado there. Could be a weak tornado. Could be an EF1, could be an EF2. No way to tell that until the Weather Service actually puts eyeballs on the damage, and we'll hear about that in the next couple of days. So we continue to follow our tornado warn storm in Colquitt County, south of Moultrie, and this is starting to move outside of the warning polygon. Getting pretty close. There's our new sweep, still showing some weak rotation. Getting close to Highway 133. And let's see if we can call out a couple of roads here. Jonah Tillman Road, moving toward 133. And this is, let's see if we can get this road here. McMullen Road. So where McMullen Road intersects with 133, that's where the rotating portion of the storm is going to be in the next 5 minutes. And if it holds together, this is outside the polygon, but Sardis Church Road, just be on the lookout for this storm, and Roberts Road also upstream, or downstream rather, of these storms. So back to our reflectivity. You can see the heavy rain continues to fall in southern Colquitt County. And this big, massive storm, severe thunderstorm here, covering just about all of Thomas County. And that's impressive because Thomas County is a big county land size, and you've got a storm that covers just about the entire county. And this is moving toward Brooks County. Looks like the center of that storm is going to be over, let's clear off our roads here and get back to the track, going to be around Berwick at about 7:38 and Pavo at about 7:46. So another storm moving that direction. And this is going to be just a little bit south of where our previous storm track was. So everybody getting some thunderstorm action in Thomas and Brooks County for sure this evening. Time is 7:07. This is the Georgia Weather Net with live severe weather coverage. Tornado warning for southern Colquitt County until 7:15. And this storm, just continues to be less and less impressive. So I am linked up with the National Weather Service. If they'll call this early, I'd be very, very happy with that, and I'm sure you would too. And I'll let you know if they do. But as for right now, they're hanging on to the tornado warning for southern Colquitt County. So we're going to stay right here with you. And, here's the edge of this storm. Heading toward Ellington. You're not in the warning yet. Could see a severe thunderstorm warning issued for eastern Colquitt County, maybe parts of Cook County. And there you go. Tornado warning expired for Colquitt County. So there we go. We've been talking about it and hoping they would do it. And it is gone. So the rotation has been weak enough that that tornado warning has been canceled early, and we'll take it. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for pretty much all of Thomas County and most of Brooks County as well, including Quitman, the county seat, Pavo, Thomasville. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning until 7:45. And just zooming out, that's it. We have some strong thunderstorms there along the Georgia coast. We may get a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings out of that. But as for right now, nothing along the coastline there. But still experiencing the heavy rain and some significant thunderstorms. We do have some significant storm advisories there for those counties there along the Georgia coast. So we're going to go ahead and break off our broadcast. Our tornado warning has been canceled early, and we'll continue to bring you updates right here on the Georgia Weather Net.